welcome back to my channel, Uniquely Reagan Handcrafted Cards. Today I'm going to make my craft roulette submission for episode number 269. And this episode needs to include something that is a square card or be a project that's a square card, have an element of cloud or cloudy or clouds, have butterfly colors, and have a random object that is tied. So let me get started. I'm going to first create my card, and this, I'm not creating a square card, but it will have a square element on it. So let me get out my scoreboard. I have a piece of cardstock here that is 5.5 inches by 8 inches across, and I found a video on YouTube by Wendy Cranford a couple years ago. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, or was. I'm not sure if she still is. But I found this, or her YouTube channel. So that's what I'm going to create it off of. I had first seen it on Pinterest, actually. But her video has a really simple explanation of how to create the card. And then I'm just modifying it a little bit to create the square element. So the first thing that I'm going to do on the 8-inch side, I'm going to score at 2 inches, 4 inches, and 6 inches. So 2, 4, and 6. We've got 4 equal panels here. I'm going to turn to the 5.5 inch side, and actually 5.5 inch side. Maybe mine's just a little bit shorter. And I'm going to score at 1 1/4. And then also I'm going to turn it around so it's a little easier. I'm going to score at 1 1/4 on this end. So now this is what we have, if you can see my score marks. The next thing that we need to do is we need to cut some panels here. We need to cut these 2 score marks here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my piece in at the 1 1/4 inch side here, and I'm going to cut from the 2 inch to the 6 inch mark on my score lines at that 1 1/4 inch line on both sides. So I'm cutting it up to 2 inches and down to 6. And just watch out for that score line. Even up your blade with that score mark there, or the 6 inch mark here. And if you don't get all the way, you can trim it up with your scissors. Let's turn it around and go to the 1 1/4 inch side on this end. And you can sink your blade or go to the 6 inch mark or the 2 inch mark. I'm gonna go down to 2 and down to 6 and up to the 2 inch mark. So now basically we've opened that panel up here. So I'm done with that and done with this. And then we're going to make a couple of folds. We're going to fold the sides in and burnish those down. Let's see here. Get my bone folder out and crease that with my bone folder. And do the other side, pull it in. And then pinch the front. We're going to pinch that together, pinch that together. Oh, and I forgot a couple of score lines. Let me get my scoreboard back out. I need to score at the 3 inch mark here at 3 inches, but I only want to score between the 2 and 6 inch cuts that I made. So I'm going to come down from 3 and then score to the 6 inch mark. I don't want to score this top panel, only in the center. Same with 5. Score between those 2 inch and 6 inch marks. So this is what we have. I did not score this section here on the top or the bottom. I've only scored in the center. So that's what it looks like. Now I'm done with the scoreboard. So I folded these 2 in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch and hold these 2 together. I don't want to score the middle piece. That's going to be my panel that I'm going to glue my focal point to. But I do need to pull this back on the 5-inch score line. So basically, our card is made. There's our card. So I have cut some pieces here, some matte layers to go on the sides. That's 1 7/8 by 5 3/8. And then the pattern pieces of paper are 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. That's what that is. So that's going to layer on top and here. Okay. The next thing that I've done is I've cut a matte layer for the top panels here, just like that, and another coordinating piece of paper. And I'm going to lay that down. The matte layer here is 1 7/8 by 1 7/8 by 1 1/8. And our pattern paper is 1 3/4 by 1 inch. And that will just layer up just like that. So let me get this glued together and I'll be right back with you. I'm going to adhere all of my pieces with art glitter glue onto the mats and then onto the card panel. It's the card itself. So hang tight with me as I get going there, and I'll be back with you in just my sky ink from the Stamps of Life, and I'm going to take this 3 by 3 inch piece of paper, and this is going to fit in my card on this panel here very nicely, and that's going to be my focal image. So I'm just going to color ink blend this card panel a little bit. It's going to create my background, and I'm going to be stamping some clouds over this blue here, so I want to give it a little bit of color to suggest a sky. And there we go. All right, so we have that. Okay, and then I'm also going to take this stamp that I have of a buck or a deer, and I'm going to stamp that out and then fussy cut it, and so it's going to be another piece of the focal image on my great.
to go back and add some blue
That's
coloring
my
to my
finished
clouds
card.
with an alcohol
I
marker.
hope you liked it.
Now I have
and come
met
back and
all
see
of
me
the
the next time I
elements
have a
and
crafty
parameters
video
for
up. Leave
Craft
a like
Roulette
or
episode
comment
number
for me.
269. I
I've
have
got
a
you all
project
excited.
with a square card.
Leave
I
that
have
crafty
clouds
video up for
my
crafty
element.
comment for me.
I have butterfly
And come
colors,
back and see
orange,
me the next
blue,
time I have a crafty
green,
video.
gray, and
Hope
I
you
have a
liked the card.
random
I had a
tied
really good time putting this
object.
together. It
I
was
have that
fast
twine on
and
there.
easy.
I really
And it
appreciate
met all
you
the
watching my
parameters
channel
for
today.
episode number
Please leave a
269
comment
for
or
Craft Roulette.
hit that
Have
like
a great
button.
day.
Come back and see me
Bye.
the next time I have a crafty video up. Thank you. Have a great day.